United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We could just stand for a moment and have a moment of silence for President Bush, who passed away recently. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Seat. Roll call, please.
Bunton,
Here.
Campbell,
Here.
Dempsey,
Here.
Ford,
Here.
Fournier, here, Pratt,
Here.
Menzer.
Here. Announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. Do we have any this evening?
I do have a couple of meetings. A couple of meetings to announce. The Zoning Board of Appeals meeting that was scheduled for December 4th has been canceled. The Planning Commission meeting that was scheduled for December 4th has also been canceled. The Beautification Committee is scheduled to meet on December 4th at 7 p.m. here at City Hall. And the Historical Commission is scheduled to meet on December 12th at 7 p.m. here at City Hall.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Need a motion to adopt the agenda?
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier, Pratt,
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay, this is public participation time that you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name, your residential address, and that you adhere to our 3-minute rule. The mic is open.
Excuse me. Good evening. Patrick Abajudo, 138 northbound Gratiot, Cedar Wholesale. I am here tonight on speaking on behalf of my partner and a few other people about the medical marijuana ordinance. We'll try to squeeze it all in here within 3 minutes. We've been to every meeting and workshop about medical marijuana. We have had conversations with several residents and business owners about it. Whether good or bad, we have been here. We're all one community. If we are all in 4 square miles with a very small industrial area, why are we given a monopoly to one person in that area? In reference to section 10.124, section 14, growing, processing, testing, and transport. 1,500 feet between facilities, 10-acre lot size minimum requirements with 100,000 square foot buildings or larger for Class C. What about vertical grows facilities? C, agree growing. Look at Harrison Township, all within one green corridor. This is limiting future opportunities. I understand the idea of starting small and then amend the ordinance later, but amending the ordinance is a lot harder to do later than putting in the language now. An ordinance should not just be for today, but for tomorrow. An ordinance should be in benefit of a city that opted into the Medical Marijuana Facility Act. This ordinance doesn't completely. We should have a local First Amendment. Allow this community to flourish, keeping Mount Clemens money in Mount Clemens, bring new money to stay in Mount Clemens, bring traffic to a slow and hungry for something new downtown. This is in this booming economy, we have yet to see anything here locally come from it. This city needs new revenue. Here's the opportunity upon us. We shouldn't push it away. We need to have more customers in our local businesses. I can't speak for other businesses, but I sure would welcome more people to walk through my front door. Central Business District, I would like to see added to the provisionary section, 1025, section 15. I'm not talking about adding everything downtown. There's a lot that the state regulates and restricts, just the provisionary centers. Processing and compliance facilities should also be allowed in general commercial. Not all processors use harmful chemicals. Several people have been misinformed and have an improper idea of how a facility in this industry is to be operated. The law is 41 pages long. It can be found on the Michigan.gov website. Please be informed before spreading around bad information. As for tonight, I politely ask the Commission to reject this draft and take the opinion of all its citizens and rewrite and amend this draft. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm William Thompson from 25 Lindsay Drive. Recently, we had a meeting at Rivers Acres, and there's 2 concerns. On that March 15th meeting, there was 5 things that was listed for the Shady Side area is what I'm speaking on. And there, in our last meeting, we had a couple items that we really wasn't positive for sure that they were going to be replaced or they was going to be added to. Those two items, first is the tennis court. We'd like to know, are you going to reestablish the tennis court? The second is the swing set. That swing set is set so far back that when your family comes to participate in the park, it's hard to really see what the kids are doing. We would like that swing set to be moved forward closer to the gazebo area, so a family that's picnicking could really be more secure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe E. Harrington, 152 Court Street. Some months back, some meetings back, pertaining to low-income housing on the Hayloft old site, it was a remark that was said that they seem to think that Mount Clemens is a dumping place for such facilities. And if that wasn't good enough, I don't understand why medical anything is good enough. We shouldn't be dumped on. We shouldn't turn from Bath City to Pot City. We should have something more positive for the citizens of Mount Clemens. We agreed, we voted, our taxes went up, our water bill went up, and this, that same meeting, I asked for transparency. I asked what was the secret. At the next meeting that we have, I would like to know, and our viewing audience to know, where these new proposed marijuana facilities, what will they be, where will they be? Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, good evening. My name is Erin Lammers. I'm a representative from Damascus Consulting and Development at 169 West Clarkston Road in Lake Orion. I want to thank the council and additional administrative staff for dedicating so much time, thought, and effort into crafting a comprehensive and effective medical marijuana ordinance. Our firm is well versed in collaborating on medical marijuana ordinance language, and this is a strong document with great potential. I realize that the application section selection process has not been created or finalized yet. I don't want to jump the gun too much, but I do want to emphasize that making that process of selecting applicants, it needs to be as objective as possible. Obviously, the city does not want to open itself up to possible litigation, and so enforcing a merit-based application review process is the best chance at avoiding that. First come, first served tends to result in lines outside City Hall, as you can imagine, and attempts to vie for the first spots in a lottery, similarly, does not ensure that the most capable applicants are chosen. A point system allows the most fit facilities to be approved and then given the chance to best serve this community. I just wanted to make that known. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tyrone Stevens of 75 Lindsay Drive. I'm just here to speak on the proposed honorary naming of basketball court at Shadyside Park. I just want to let you guys know that my sister was a staple in Mount Clemens. She actually helped the Battling Bathers go a long way. She also just wasn't a basketball player, she was a humanitarian. She was great at what she did, human being on and off the court. I didn't come up here with anything prepared, but I just wanted to be here because my dad and my mom couldn't be. So I just wanted to thank y'all for even proposing that and making it an issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Hello,
Hello.
Kevin Day, 40 Eldridge. Also Liberty Rostow at 299 Cass. I just want to say I hope that we can reject the draft. The draft does limit a lot of the opportunity for a lot of people to obtain what we consider medication now. This isn't a liquor store, and we see Rite Aids on every corner. And I just wanted to be able to say that I think we should reject this and take more into consideration about having this be readily available for people that need it.
Thank you.
Good evening, Keisha Harrison, 82 Crocker Boulevard. I also don't have anything prepared, but I did hear that you all were going to vote on the approval of naming the Shadyside Court after Tanisha Stevens. Having been a lifelong friend of Tanisha Stevens, I couldn't be more proud of such an consideration, and I think that I speak for a lot of community members when I say that we wholeheartedly support the naming of that basketball court after Tanisha Stevens.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, Council. My name is Thomas Barnes, 291 Jones Street. I just wanted to share a brief story with the commission before we vote on the Tanisha Stevens naming of the basketball court. I grew up in Mount Clemens in the same neighborhood that Tanisha grew up in. We lived about 4 streets away. I walked past Mr. and Mrs. Stevens' house every day on my way to school. I didn't directly know Tanisha, but the legend of Tanisha preceded her. We went to basketball courts, and I sat idly by, eating snacks and watching this girl on a basketball court. In my neighborhood, she became a legend. Her parents were probably the nicest people that I've ever met in my entire life. Her mom and dad, her dad worked for Frito-Lay. He used to drive through the neighborhood in his big Frito-Lay truck. Was wonderful to every one of us. The reason why I started this petition is very simple. I want my Mount Clemens back. I grew up in a city that was great for everybody, where neighbors knew each other. Miss Jeanette Stevens, I was in 3rd grade at King School. My mother was the librarian at King School. On this day, my mother and father had a day off together. I got into a fight at school. Mr. and Mrs. Stevens, to this day, still live across the street from King School. I'm walking out of the school not knowing how I'm gonna approach my parents about what just happened. Miss Stevens seen me walk across the field going home and asked me, "Tommy, where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going home." And she said, "It's not time to go home yet." So she abruptly called me into the house, offered me some Kool-Aid. House was wonderfully nice. Promptly whooped my behind and told me to sit there and wait for my parents to get there. This is one of my most fondest childhood memories because this was a community who cared about its own. She was not gonna let me walk home without my parents knowing what I had done, and she wanted to make sure that I was gonna be okay, hence keeping me in her house until they picked me up that afternoon. That's the Mount Clemens that I knew and loved. That's the Mount Clemens that I wanna see again. That was my reason for the petition. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Moving on. We had no administrative responses, so I need a motion to approve the minutes from previous meetings.
Motion to approve the minutes from the November 19th, 2018 work session and the November 19th, 2018 regular commission meeting.
Support.
Roll call.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier. Yes. Crab.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunting.
Yes.
Okay, general business. 9A, introduction and first reading of the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facility Ordinance number 20.110. I need a motion.
Move to approve the introduction and first reading of the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facilities Ordinance number 20.110 and set the second reading and adoption for December 17th, 2018.
Support.
On September 1st, 2016, Governor Snyder signed a package of bills authorizing 5 types of medical marijuana facilities permitted under state law and establishing a licensing scheme for the same. At the City Commission meeting of August 20th, 2018, the City Commission voted to opt in to the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act, Public Act 281 of 2016. Over the past year, the City Commission has received a variety of information and participated in several work sessions to review and discuss options and requirements pertaining to the Act. The ordinance would authorize the regulations and licensing of certain medical marijuana facilities within the city, establish the maximum number of permits and locations where medical marijuana facilities may be located, as well as the procedures for the granting of permits, set an annual fee, and provide penalties for violations of this chapter. This ordinance has been prepared by the city attorney, and we would like the recommended motion to actually read to approve the introduction and first reading of the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facilities Ordinance number 20.110 with the addition of the words Provisioning Center on page 1, section 3, paragraph A, and set the second reading and adoption for December 17, 2018.
All right. It's open. Who wants to go first? Commissioner Menser.
I believe that we need a medical marijuana ordinance. I believe that the medical marijuana ordinance can be good for the city. I believe that it'll bring some revenue. But I am not in favor of this ordinance as it's written. I asked for a local preference clause in the ordinance. That's not in here. It was pointed out to me today that this ordinance says specifically for human consumption. Pets also have been treated with this medical marijuana. I am unhappy with the number of facilities. I am unhappy with the number of licenses. None of that is, what I wanted to see. I think that this could be tweaked a little bit more. I also, in looking at one of the ordinances, or one of the clauses here on page 18, number N, it talks about the licensing board investigators, agents, auditors, local and state police can come in without a warrant and without notice. We've completely forgotten about the fire department with that. I think that they should be included in that language. I don't think that we should limit this to 10-acre parcels. It was explained that there are about 11 10-acre parcels in the city. Most of those are occupied. That doesn't give much opportunity to smaller organizations, and I would like to see the inclusion of central business language.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Fournier.
Writing this ordinance has been extraordinarily difficult because I don't think it reflects the opinions of any one single commissioner. It's compromises, it's a variety of give and take. There's no one here that this is perfect for. But at the same time, I have come to believe that we should do this. The residents voted it in. We need to establish the guidelines for it, and I think that this is a good beginning. There's things I don't like about it. There's things that are in here that I wanted. But I think it's a good compromise. I think that we've come a long way, and if we don't get started on this, it'll be another 6 months before we have anything.
Anyone else? Commissioner Button?
I agree with what Commissioner Fournier said. This has been almost a year or more, and it seems like 2 years we have met and met and met, and it's time to draw it to an end. I think that this thing called a compromise is a good idea. And if you don't get in that compromise what you wanted, then perhaps your compromise will let you know whether you were right or whether they were right. If they were right and you compromised and went along with it, then you look good. If You compromised and found out that they were wrong, then you look good. You look good both ways. So at this point, let's move on. It's time to put this to rest. We have some other things we need to get started on. And our leadership, Lisa and Jeff, has worked really, really hard on this. Our attorney has worked really, really hard on this. Our commissioners have worked really, really hard on this. And I think it's time just to move on. We have another issue coming up very shortly that we have to address along the same line. So I'm in favor of this as it is. It's not perfect. It is something that will be worked on as a living document, one would say. Our Constitution was not written imperfect the first time it was written. It has amendments and adjustments that have been made to it throughout our history. So at this point in time, let's move on.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I would concur that that this has been a compromise. I too have sections of this ordinance that, you know, of course, if I was at a candy store, I would pick differently. But I'm glad to see that we're not just saying, you know, I'm going to dig my heels in, and because I'm not getting my way, I'm not going to do anything, because that's not what's right for Mount Clemens either. So I'm glad to see that we as a board who haven't exactly had the best track record of compromise has done a really good job of coming together for that. So I'm proud of that work. So.
Anyone else? Seeing none, call roll, please.
Yeah, we get past all these pages.
Tonight?
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
Spencer,
No.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Motion passed.
6-1.
6-1. Moving on. 9B, request,
I thought we voted after the second hearing.
no, we vote over each. 9B, request approval of honorary naming of the basketball court at Shadyside Park. I need a motion.
Move to approve the request to name the basketball court located at Shadyside Park to posthumously honor Tanisha Stevens.
Support.
Okay.
A request has been received through petition submitted by Tommy Barnes, resident, to name the new basketball court located at Shadyside Park to posthumously honor Tanisha Stevens. Tanisha Stevens was a Mount Clemens resident who attended Mount Clemens High School. During her high school basketball career, she was named Macomb County Player of the Year in 1989, 1990, and 1991 before graduating in 1992. She went on to play basketball at the University of Michigan as well as Lynn University in Florida. Ms. Stevens passed away in 2016 at the age of 42. The petitioners will place an honorary plaque at the basketball court according to the guidelines as supplied by and approved by the Assistant City Manager, Public Services Director.
Comments, questions? Commissioner Ford?
I would like people to know that when she attended the University of Michigan, she did not drop out of school. She was in I believe they call it an accident. She was riding with the team bus. The window that she was sitting next to shattered and took her eye completely out. She was left with one eye. The University of Michigan said that she could not play for them anymore. So she still wanted to play basketball. She transferred to Florida. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just think it's a very worthy thing, and I'm very proud of the community for stepping up and doing this.
Okay. Roll call.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
Menser,
Yes.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes. Unanimous vote, passed. 9C, approve purchase and payments of invoices.
Move to approve purchases and payment of invoices as presented.
Support.
Anyone have a question on any? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crab.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Consent agenda, need a motion?
Move to approve consent agenda as presented.
Roll call?
Crab.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Commissioner comment. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I missed you. I apologize. Huh? City managers report.
The Tinsel Tour is now underway. We would like to thank all of the sponsors who have purchased and decorated a tree and remind everyone we still have a few trees available if anyone is interested. So please take a stroll along the riverfront to see the spectacular array of decorated Christmas trees that will be on display from December 1st through January 1st. The 13th Annual Christmas Walk is scheduled to take place on Thursday, December 6, 2018, starting at 5:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Mount Clemens Public Library. For more information, contact 586-783-5898 or 586-463-2752. The curbside compost pickup season is scheduled to end on Friday, December 7, 2018. Nominations are now being accepted for the Local Treasurer Award. Nomination forms are available at City Hall in the City Manager's office and on the city's website at www.cityofmountclemens.com. The deadline to submit nominations is Monday, December 17th, 2018. The city welcomes the following new businesses: LaBelle Electric at 241 Church Street, Black the Salon at 81 Macomb Place, Dollar Tree at 80 North Groesbeck, and 34 Clothing at 42 Pine Street. We would also like to thank Santa for coming to visit with us, as well as the volunteers from Chippewa Valley National Honor Society, the Grosse Pointe South Choir, and those City of Mount Clemens employees for a very successful first annual Christmas open house and tinsel tour held on December 1st here at City Hall. Thanks again to everyone for their efforts.
Thank you. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Menser?
So, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. As everyone knows, the day after is Black Friday shopping, but Saturday is Small Business Saturday. So I came downtown for small business shopping, and I bought stuff at the Anton Arts Center, and I went over to the new store, 34. Had a really great conversation about potential new shirts with street names on it, because everybody's proud of the street that they grew up on in the city. Nice shop. They have some great stuff. Not only do they have T-shirts, but they've got cups and mugs and things like that. So stop in and give them talk to them. In addition, I checked out Max and Ollie's, and I checked out, and I bought a turntable, a Bluetooth turntable for all my old vinyl records from Weirdsville. And they explained to me in great detail how I hooked that turntable up to my Bluetooth abilities and how I can wire it through my whole house. So all of my old Led Zeppelin and Beatles songs will be now played at maximum volume. Thank you, Weirdsville. I appreciate that, and I hope my neighbors do too. I was at O'Halloran's Saturday, and it was standing room only. It was packed. I was at Orleans on Sunday, and it was filled. There are good things happening in the downtown. I hope you guys stop in and see some of these things.
Thank you. Commissioner Ford?
I'm very happy with the renaming of the basketball court at Shady Side. Also, I'd like to tell everybody, this marijuana proposal took a lot of effort, and I think that the city, Jeff Woods and Lisa did a fine job, along with Murray.
Thank you. Commissioner Fournier?
I want to thank Tommy Barnes for starting that petition for Tanisha and for all the residents who stood up and signed up, and it's really an honor to be able to be part of something like that. With respect to the marijuana ordinance, whether you're for it, against it, whatever, I encourage everyone to read the ordinance as we wrote it. It doesn't take that long. It's a little, when you first look at it, you think, holy maloney. But if you get into it, just to understand, this is a step forward. It's a small start, and if it works out well, it'll expand. And if it doesn't, you know, we have control over it. So, but let's all give it a shot, and I really do encourage you all to read it and understand what we've got here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Button.
Okay, actually, I'd like to congratulate all those who participated in the Tinsel Tour. And the commission's tree is out, and it's really nice, and I think it's better than anybody else's, but that's okay. That's my opinion. I thank all of the people who participated and all the people who contributed to that. I won't remark again on all the other things. I think that the statement of recognizing Tanisha at the basketball court, I think that's a wonderful thought, and I think it's going to let us set a precedent of recognizing others in our community that do good things. It should be recognized and put up for honor. I'll skip the rest of it. The medical marijuana thing, frankly, as I said before, really early on this whole thing, I would prefer not even to have it in the city at all, okay? That was my opinion. So as compromises go, I know that that was not going to fly. My thinking is we're a 4 mile square city, and if you stand in the middle and walk 2 miles in any direction, you'll come across medical marijuana availability. So to have to have it in the city, okay. Now obviously that didn't fly, and I'm good with that. I believe that we have put together a medical marijuana ordinance that is actually quite good. Perfect? No, but good. So we won't go over that anymore. Let's just take something like, okay, this is a month where there's a lot of holidays and things to celebrate, but they all come toward the end of the month. So let's consider some of the bizarre and unique holidays that take part in the beginning of the month. For instance, December 5th, 1933 was Repeal Day. That marked the formal repeal of the 18th Amendment that banned the purchase, the retailing, the transport, the consumption of alcoholic beverages. So that means you can have your hot toddy or your eggnog spiked on Christmas and all that good stuff. December 7th, that was a day of infamy, as they would say, but 1941, National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. Pearl Harbor was bombed at that time. It remembers that Japan, wow, how did I write that? Anyway, remembers that Japan attacked us at Pearl Harbor, and in that 2,400 people were killed. Now, we have a problem with some of the people, you know, our deaths that happen now in wartime. And, you know, they make an issue of the fact that, you know, so many people got killed in Iraq recently and this and that. But think of that. 2,400 people perished on that day alone. That was a tragedy. And then that was a war that took a whole lot of lives. In fact, my uncle died in that war, and I never had a chance to really get to know him. All right, December 10th, Human Rights Day. Human Rights Day was created in 1948 by the United Nations to promote awareness of the importance of human rights issues around the world. And that still goes on today. December 12th, Hanukkah, or Lights Festival of Lights, celebrates Jewish victory over Greek religious persecution. And December 13th, National Guard Day. National Guard was established in 1636, and it is the oldest military organization in America. They serve the country in times of war and emergencies. Thanks to the contribution that they have made and still make in our country. And Commissioner Wisdom for tonight, consider how hard it is to change yourself, and you will understand what little chance you have of changing someone else. And author is unknown. And with that, we'll say good night.
Thank you. Commissioner Crop.
I had the pleasure of hosting our Bakes and Crop Christmas party at the Emerald Theater on Friday, and I just wanted to mention that the staff was really outstanding, and if you need the theater for an event, they are very easy to work with, and it was a really great experience. So just wanted to give them a shout out. The Tinsel Tour, my son and I, Miles, were able to come and enjoy Santa and writing a letter to Santa, which he kind of went a little off the path on that, but and now I have more work to do, so I thank you, for that. We had a great time, and the staff had to shift everything to the inside since it was rainy and cold, and they did a great job of that, and City Hall looked wonderful. So I thank you for all your efforts. The new businesses in town, I'm really excited to see. I've visited the new Dollar Tree on Groesbeck, and if you're looking for holiday decorations, they have quite a selection, and the store is clean, it's organized, and the staff is quite knowledgeable and very, very helpful. So I would really recommend going there. And it's one of those stores that actually everything is $1, which is nice. Blackfist Salon had their grand opening on Saturday, which I got to attend. It's a beautiful building. They've obviously put a significant investment into our city, and hopefully you all get to patronize the business. It looks fantastic. Again, the staff was really welcoming and very, it looks like they're going to be very successful. I have coffee talks this month. If you'd like to come and chat with me, or anyone, of course, is invited from the commission and the mayor. They are on December 11th at 9:30 a.m. and December 13th, which is a Thursday, in the evening at 7 p.m. Both times are at John's Family Grill, which is located on Cass Avenue. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. So that's all I have today.
Thank you. Commissioner Campbell.
I want to thank Mr. Ford for his insight into Miss Stevens. I think it gives insight as to what her personality was really like. So thank you for that, Mr. Ford. Also, I want to thank Mr. Woods for having the alleys graded before winter sets in, because they were in rough shape. So thank you for that. That's it.
Well, as always, everybody's thanked everybody and has said everything. My turn. I agree with everybody tonight. I want to especially thank the employees and all the people who purchased the trees out there and came out in terribly cold weather to decorate those trees just before, so they'd be ready for Saturday. We have schools, individuals, we have groups. It was just really exciting to see them out there decorating. They really had a lot of fun doing it, and they want to do it again next year. So I'm putting it back on your laps for next year. If you get a chance, those who aren't here tonight, come by City Hall, especially in the evening, take a look at all the lights, and it really does look fantastic across the street. So I want to thank everybody there for Tinsel Tour. We did have to move everything inside, but I think it turned out wonderful. Wish we could have had more people come, but I think by bringing it inside, a lot of people didn't realize that we moved it inside, and they drove through the parking lot doing their tour and looking at the trees, but they didn't come in. And we had plenty of cookies and hot chocolate, and Santa was here, and the choir, or the group that sang from the Grosse Pointe Shores, is it Grosse Pointe South?
High School.
School. There was 4 girls. They were fantastic. I believe me, you would never have thought it was these 4 young ladies, so they did a great job. And I want to thank everybody for doing what they had to do on Saturday from all day to get everything ready. I want to wish all of the new businesses that have come into town and throughout the town best of luck. Please take an opportunity to visit. drop in on them. I concur with Laura over here that the dollar store is fantastic. I think every tree over there has something from the new dollar store on. I've never run into so many people before shopping over there, getting the stuff. I think that tonight's meeting went very well. It was a tough job to put this ordinance together. It may not be the best ordinance out there. It's probably not perfect, but it's a start, and if we don't get started, we're gonna be left behind, and we'll be sitting here arguing over every little bit we can that we want to accomplish. So I think, I thank my fellow commissioners for moving forward. I thank the team that have put it together, Jeff and Lisa and Mike. I know they've worked many hours on putting this together, so thank you, and I appreciate where we are at this point. So with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.